What's going on, guys? Got another comic book haul video for you. Went to a couple flea markets, peddlers malls, and a couple local comic shops here in Louisville. So we've got a pretty big stack here. So we'll get started. This first stack is from a peddlers mall. These were either 99 cents or 50 cents. This first one is Dark Horse Comics number 9. Just a cool painted RoboCop cover. That one was $1, so I picked that one up. Next, we've got an Excalibur special edition. This is a newsstand copy. Just a cool Joe Mad cover. It's got the X-Men and Excalibur crossover thing going on, so that was pretty cool. That one was 99 cents. Got a shiny Deathlock book, Deathlock 19. This is 99 cents. It's got the shiny hollow foil look to it. I don't know if you can see it too well through the bag or not, but it's some 90s shiny goodness, so had to pick that one up. Next, we've got Next Wave Agents of Hate number 9. This was 50 cents. I think I've got almost this whole run completed now. Really fun read. Warren Ellis is great, and I think this was a 12-issue series. Number 1 was hot for a while. I'm not sure how much it's selling for now, but luckily I was able to pick up that for $1 last year sometime before it got crazy. So I was happy to find number 9 for 50 cents. Next we've got some more 90s goodness. Tech World number 2. This was the, I got a newsstand copy, so it was pretty cool. I'm not sure how long this went, but there was rumors that they might bring a TV show or movie or something coming out soon, and these are littered through the dollar bins. So I'm picking up the newsstand copies when I find them in good shape. Just they probably won't end up being worth anything, but everybody loves William Shatner, so it's kind of fun to see him comic book form. He's kind of a cross between T.J. Hooker and Captain Kirk in this, I guess. So it was fun. And then the last 50-cent book I have was this 2099 AD Genesis, another shiny cover from the 90s. This is a wraparound cover too, so I picked that one up. I'm not sure what this one was about. I've never read this 2099 book when they first came out, but anytime I see those for cheap with the shiny hollow foil covers, I'll pick those up. So I was happy to find that for 50 cents. Let's see. Next books here were from a record shop here in town, Matt Anthony's record shop. They have mostly records and used CDs and records, obviously, but they've also got a small selection of comics that I've been able to get some good stuff at. So I was happy to find this. This Demolition Man number 1, first appearance of Simon Phoenix and John Spartan in comic book form, of course. I don't know if this is Wesley Snipes' first appearance in comics. It might be. I don't know if they did like a Passenger 57 movie or a Passenger 57 comic adaptation or some of his others. I don't know. Just good 90s goodness. The Demolition Man, they actually did a promotion. I don't know if I talked about this before. Here in Louisville, when the movie came out, they blew up a building downtown to promote the opening of Demolition Man. So it's kind of a big deal here in Louisville when that happened. So anytime I see Demolition Man stuff, I'll pick it up for cheap. This was $2, so why not? Next, just some Ghost Rider run filler. This is a good, I think this is it's a Jim Lee cover, number 27. It's got X-Men on there, obviously, with Ghost Rider, so just really cool cover from Mr. Lee. Speaking of Wolverine, we've got this Marvel 2001. This is like a promo book, I guess, that they were giving out at the some Canadian Comic-Con back in 2001. Some Old Man Logan preview in here. So I thought it was fun just seeing the Wolverine stuff, and since he's Canadian, they were giving this out at a Canadian Comic-Con, so I picked that one up for $1.50. I picked up some Moon Knight too. This one was $3, so right at cover price. Just some, I can't remember what volume this is, but they've got really cool covers on this volume, so I'm trying to pick those up for cheap. Moon Knight show starts next week. Really looking forward to that. So the prices on any kind of Moon Knight stuff is going to go crazy pretty soon. I mean, obviously this first appearance already has, and any kind of new characters they introduce in the show, or any characters they introduce in the show, their first appearances in comics will start spiking pretty soon. I don't think this has any of that in there. I just like the cover. And then last book I picked up at the record shop was this other Moon Knight, just another good Arthur Sidem cover. I guess Mark Teixeira, his name's on the front. I didn't look inside. He probably does the interiors, so that's cool. I like him a lot. So just happy to find this for cover price. Alright, these next stack of books were dollar books from Comic Book World here in Louisville. This first one is Cabot Blood Hunter #1. Just picked this one up because it's a Stephen Platt cover. One of his lesser known books. He's mostly known for The Prophet and Moon Knight. So I didn't know about this one, so the cover caught my eye. Obviously, he's got a very distinct style, so I was happy to find that for $1. Some 80s goodness here. Some adaptation of Last Starfighter. This is a 3-issue miniseries, it looks like, and this was #1. Just a classic 80s movie, so I was happy to find that in the dollar bins. Next, we get this Marvel X-Men collection by Jim Lee. This is book 2 of 3. And I think these were based on the Marvel cards that came out in the early 90s. Unfortunately, the art on the inside, it's not, I think it's just like up-resed from the cards, which means they blow it up, and it's not very good because I guess it's meant to be seen on cards. It's just when you blow it up to a comic book form, it loses a lot of that resolution, so it's just not great. Lucky it doesn't look bad, I guess, but some of this other stuff is like, yeesh, I don't know. So it's kind of a bummer. I'm probably not going to pick these up when I see them because you find these in the cheap bins a lot. Some of the gallery books I like the Fleer books and the Masterpiece ones. Those seem to be, I don't know if they took more time in like expanding them to comic book page size form or whatever. But those seem to keep a little more of the resolution than these, so it was a little disappointing, but yeah, it was only $1. Next, got Nemesis #4. Just trying to complete this little mini-series from Mark Miller and Steve McNiven. Just a cool run. Just happy to find that for $1. Next, we got New Ultimates #3. I wasn't aware of this series, but the cover caught my eye, and it's a Frank Cho cover, and surprisingly he did the interiors too, so I was happy to find that. And I can't remember how long this run on New Ultimates lasts, but I think he started with #1, so he probably did like 6 or 7 issues on it. So I'm going to try to piece that together. Anytime he does interior stuff as well as covers, I'm going to pick it up. Next, we got some Ren and Stimpy show. This was number 19, the special minimalist issue, it says on the cover. I guess this is, you kind of call this an early sketch cover, I guess, since it's mostly blank. But just anytime I see Ren and Stimpy show stuff for cheap, I'm going to grab it. Speaking of Frank Cho, we got Shanna the She Devil. This is number 6. This is another one where Mr. Cho does the cover and the interiors as well. And it's only got his name on the cover, so he might have written this as well, which is pretty cool. So this looks like a 7-issue limited series, so I'm going to hopefully get all those for cheap. Next, we've got a run of this Sojourn book. This is Greg Land and Ron Mars. Ron Mars wrote the bulk of these. He was, of course, did some great work on Silver Surfer Volume 3 in the 80s and 90s when the Infinity Gauntlet stuff was going on. So I was happy to see him teaming up with Greg Land, who's become a new favorite artist of mine, who does the interiors and the covers for basically this whole run. It goes from 1 to 34 or 35, I think. There's a couple that he missed on, but most of these he did all the interiors and the covers, which is pretty cool. So and none of these are worth anything. You just find these in the cheap bins. So I've pretty much got most of this run put together now, and it didn't take me that long, so it's pretty cool. So I can sit down and start reading it now. Cool vampire cover there, and then it's got some mummy action going on there for number 16. And then the last one is number 15. So I was happy to pick up that stack. And just a couple more here from Comic Book World. I've got Ultimate X-Men number 75. Just grabbed this because it's a cool Michael Turner cover, and Robert Kirkman wrote it, so that's kind of interesting. Be fun to read through that. It's Cable Part 1, so it's probably just a little short little run on here that I don't know if Kirkman was writing a big chunk of this run or not, but I like him. And Michael Turner's a good cover artist, so I was happy to find that. Next, we've got Phoenix, X-Men Phoenix Warsong number 1. This is a Mark Silvestri cover, and Tyler Kirkham is doing the interior art as well. So he did a few of these little miniseries, these X-Men Phoenix Warsong, and then I think Greg Land did the Phoenix End Song, which is cool. I'm trying to get that one together too. So these don't go for anything, so you can piece them together pretty cheap, and they've got really good art in them. So I was happy to find that. And then last book from Comic Book World here is X-Men 92. So I'm trying to get that X-Men 92 run where David Nakayama did the covers, and I thought this was a part of that. Even though I didn't see David Nakayama's signature on the cover, he's got a distinctive signature, but I figured maybe he just skipped this one. But come to find out, this is Secret Wars : X-Men 92 or whatever. So this was a 4-issue miniseries that was part of the Secret Wars, event a few years ago, and I don't think David Nakayama did the covers for any of these, so kind of a bummer. But again, it's only $1, so I'm not too disappointed. Alright, next stack of books, we've got some, these all came from The Great Escape here in Louisville. The first stack are dollar books, and then there were some priced back issues that I got as well that I'll end on. They were having a sale. Their 45th anniversary is this year, so they were doing all their back issues that had been sitting in the back issue bin for 2 years were 45% off. So they have dates on all their price tags that shows when they were priced. So if the date on the price tag was more than 2 years old, you got 45% off the back issues, or off the price, which is a very weird and confusing way to have a sale. I didn't quite understand it until I got at the register. They're like, oh, some of these don't count. I was like, yeah, whatever. Because they still give you like 10% off on back issues regularly, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Obviously, I would have liked to get 45% off, but, whatever. Still a great shop, and found some great deals. Starting off with X-Men 277, just a classic Jim Lee cover. Got Wolverine and Gambit fighting there. Got 267. This is a Will Sportasio. Looks like he did the line art maybe, and then Jim Lee did the coloring. This is the, I guess, second or third appearance, however you want to define it, of Gambit. He's in that annual, and then 266 he's on the cover, and then which goes for a couple $100. And then this is the issue right after that, 267. So he's also on the cover, but obviously this goes for a lot less, considering I found it in the dollar bin. We got 250, just a cool Mark Silvestri cover. This one's a newsstand. So again, just trying to fill in as much as the Silvestri, Jim Lee run on X-Men as I can. Got 249 here, another newsstand. The Havoc cover, so that was cool. And then 242, another Mark Silvestri cover with Archangel, Wolverine, and friends on there, so I was happy to see that. I'm gonna move these. Alright, more dollar books. We've got some X Factor, number 14, and number 10 with the Marvel 25th anniversary frame. I picked these up because I like the storyline of Angel turning into Archangel, and that kind of started here. I think 10 is the one where he gets pinned up against the wall. It's kind of hard to figure out exactly what happens when, because I think, let's see, yeah, see, at the end of this issue, he gets shot up like against the wall, basically pinned against the wall, and then 14, I think he gets operated on with, I guess, his wings removed. Yeah, last page is say, hey, we're gonna take his wings off, and then an issue after that they show him all bandaged up and everything. But then I think there's a Thor comic with the 25th anniversary frame on it that has something to do with it as well, and I haven't been able to find that one yet. So just trying to piece as much of that together as possible. Next we've got an Usagi late Dark Horse run. This is number 165. Just found that for 99 cents, so pretty cool. And Captain America, just a cool Mike Zeck cover. It's 332 newsstand. This is when he stops becoming Captain America, and I think Super Patriot or U.S. Agent takes over shortly after. This one was hot when they were doing the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, but it's cooled down quite a bit. But it was only 99 cents, so happy to find that. And then got Old Guard number 1. Just a pretty good movie. I liked the movie a lot on Netflix, and I like Greg Rucka. He's one of my favorite writers. So I haven't read the comic yet, so I'm going to try to piece as much together of this as possible. I'm not sure how long the run went on initially, but this one goes for like $10 or something, but you can find most of them obviously in the dollar bins. Next we've got Mask. This is an anthology book from the late 80s, early 90s. Let's pick this one up because it's got there's a one story in here that's drawn by Mike Akamoto, so he's got a really cool painted style that I like a lot. I'll show you the first page there. This is kind of a cool artist that I like. I was happy to find that. Then the big book I found in the 99 cent bin was this Ninja Turtles number 1 from the IDW run, and it's the retailer incentive. It's a Kevin Eastman cover, so I did a double take when I was flipping through the bins. I was like, "That is that what I think it is?" And it definitely was. I checked online. This goes for between like $90 and $100. There were some sales in January, so I was really happy to find this. Obviously, I'm trying to get as much of that IDW run together as I can. There's some expensive books. I think this is probably the most expensive, number 1. So I'm really happy to find this for 99 cents. Can't beat that at all. Alright, and last little stack here. These are the priced back issues that I got for either 10% or 45% off. So this is Rocketeer Adventure Magazine number 3. Just a cool Dave Stevens cover. And Rocketeer, this is Pacific Presents number 2. Another good Rocketeer Dave Stevens cover, so that was cool. Got Nova number 18. Just some good Bronze Age Nova. These are going to get harder and harder to find now. They just made the announcement a couple days ago that they're going to do either a Disney Plus series or he's going to be introduced into the MCU, so all of his books are spiking now. So I've been trying to pick these up as cheaply as possible recently, but I might have run out of time, unfortunately. But this one was only like $3, so why not? Got this cool Captain Marvel 28. This one was $9, minus 10% off. Just an early Thanos appearance. So I was really happy to find that. Again, excuse me, just Captain Marvel, all the cosmic Bronze Age stuff I'm trying to find as cheaply as possible. And this is not in the greatest of shape, obviously. The spine's pretty beat up. The corner's got some creasing on it. I think it's missing a chunk. It's got this off the cover, but $9. I'm not going to pass that up. Speaking of $9 that I couldn't pass up, got a She-Hulk number 1. Now this one looks like someone's dog kind of chewed off the corner there, and a little bit of tearing all the way down on the cover. But the rest of it looks pretty good. Spine looks to be in pretty good shape. There's a few ticks on there, obviously, but for $9, I mean, this goes for well over $100 now. Not in this condition, obviously, but I'm not going to pay $100 for this book. But I'll pay $9 for a book like this, and it's intact. I flipped through it, everything. You can read everything inside. I mean, the cover's kind of beat up, obviously, but it doesn't affect the ability to read it and enjoy the artwork on the inside. So I was happy to find that. Last two books here, some Transformers goodness. Got number 5 from the original run. Just a really awesome Shockwave cover. That one was $9. And then the last one, we got number 8. We got the first appearance of the Dinobots. Love the Dinobots. Love Grimlock. One of the best Transformers of all time, obviously. And this was, excuse me, his first appearance in comics, along with Slag and Slug. Are those the other two guys' names? Sludge, maybe? I can't remember. But again, this one was $7 minus 10% off, so whatever, $6.30. So happy to find that. Just really love the Transformers. They are on my Mount Rushmore of pop culture goodness. So anytime I can find these early ones for relatively cheap, I'm going to pick them up. So that was the last book of the haul, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.